Okay, there we go. Hello, everybody, and happy Crafty Hour number 71. So welcome, everybody. I hope you had a fabulous day. I hope you enjoyed watching Deanna's Crafty Hour this morning. And don't forget, you can always get the Crafty Hours on replay. So if you missed the live, you can go back and always catch those on replay. So welcome, everybody. So we are playing with tonight. Hi-ho! Deanna's actually on tonight. Is it not nail night? So welcome, everybody. I hope you guys are really enjoying these Crafty Hours. Deanna and I are working really hard to bring you some great value items, bring you some fun cards and kits. And this time we played with Carta. So this is the Honeybee collection. We saw this in market back in June, and both of us were like, oh my gosh, this has to be a Crafty Hour. So I hope you guys are as excited about it as us. It is a beautiful collection. There are tons of other elements that go with this. There's the 12 by 12 collections. There is washi tape, there's stamps, there's dies, there's stencils, there's ephemera, lions and tigers and bears, oh my. There's so much that matches and coordinates with this. I'm not sure how much Deanna has in stock still, but we still have some of this collection in stock too. So if you didn't grab a kit, we are sold out of the kits, but we do have all the different bits and pieces and stuff that you can grab, and it is a beautiful collection. The bees, oh my gosh, I could not get enough of these bees. I think I used 90% of them on my card. I just loved them so much. So I hope you guys love this collection. It is gorgeous. The colors are stunning. It's got a little vintage vibe to it, whereas mostly a lot of the bee collections are very bright and they stand out. So this was a great one. So I had for homework, easy homework. It was just grab some supplies because we will cut them together with you guys. You just needed to grab some gold mirror, gold foil, gold glitter, whatever you have that's gold will work. And then some black cardstock. And I am really loving, let me look at my pack here. I know both stores carry this. I am loving this Harmony Hues. This is the Midnight Black. It is 50 sheets of 8.5 by 11. And let me just tell you, it's crazy price. It is super affordable and cheap. And you can't even get, let's say, chain store cardstock for this price for even a fraction of the quality. So this is an amazing quality. It comes in black, white, and craft. And it also comes in 12 by 12. So make sure to check those out. And you're going to love it. So that's what I'm using is that. It's 110 GSM. So it is a heavyweight paper. And it is fabulous. It is a fabulous pack. And it's super, super affordable on those. So there's that. That's all you had to do for homework, guys, was grab those. Another thing I kind of did for homework is I ripped all of my papers off. I found it was just easier to rip them all off than it was to try to work with them in the pad. So it's just a little bit on that. Then we will have a full, you have a full sticker sheet. So there's 2 in your kit. Deanna used one, I used one, and I watched Deanna's Crafty Hour today, which was fabulous. And it's a good thing that we both had our own sticker sheet, because I'm going to tell you, our minds think alike, and I think all the ones she used, I kind of used too. So we were drawn like a moth to the light for those ones. So what we're going to do is we are going to make these cards right here. We're going to do 2 the same style. It is a flip and flop, I guess that's what we're going to call it. Goes like this. We're going to do 2 of them. And that's what we're doing for Crafty Hour tonight, guys. And what is cool about this is you can put your sentiments up here. You can put sentiments down here. You can put your sentiment here. But also what I did, and I don't know if I have a business card. I don't have a gift card. But what I did is I just glued it on the edges. So you guys could totally fit a gift card in there too for birthday, Christmas, anniversary, kind of whatever you want to do. Do these with different themes, and you can fit a gift card, and then you can put your sentiment and stuff on the top. Isn't that fun? I know, right? We just picked we picked the good stickers, right? That's why we always tell you to grab extra ones, because we always use the good ones. All right, so let's get started, guys. We are going to do the cards one at a time, but all the cuts will be the same, okay? All the cuts will be the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, okay, 8.5 by 11, and essentially what we're doing, you're going to see right here, we're just going to cut our cardstock, and then we're going to take a chunk out of it. We're going to take a bite out of crime, okay? So there's those. Yes, message the stores if you guys are looking for those items and they can take care of you. I know nobody is watching tonight, so call or message the stores tomorrow, and if we don't have them in stock, we will definitely get them on order. But like I said, those card stocks are amazing. Okay, so 8.5 by 11 is your piece of paper. You're going to put it in your trimmer so it is wider than it is tall. And we are going to cut it at 5.5, okay? 5.5. We're going to cut it. So you're going to end up with 2 pieces of paper that are 8.5 by 5.5, okay? It's a standard A2 card is what it is. Standard A2 card. So it will fit in your envelope. We're going to go ahead and do both of these at the same time. That way we can put it to the side. And then we'll come back to it. So now we're going to flip our piece again so it is wider than it is tall. And this time we're going to score. Make sure you're using your score blade, not your cutter. I always have to say danger, danger. Don't cut. We are scoring. We are going to put it at 4 1/4. 4 1/4. So this is just a standard, like we're doing right now, a standard A2 card. Nothing fancy. Just a standard A2 card. So there is our score in the middle. You can fold it in half. And I'm going to get my bone folder out because this, like I said, this cardstock is super thick. So I'm just going to go in and score it really nice. This cardstock, by the way, if you guys love to build mini albums, build folios, build things like that, this cardstock is perfect for doing all those items. Okay, so there's that. We're going to do the same thing to the other one. So we're going to do both of the card bases at the same time because, well, we're already here. We might as well. So we're going to score it again at 4 1/4. Fold it in half. And score. So what we should have is 2 A2 cards. 2 A2 cards. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and start with our piece that we're going to cut. We're going to cut our flap, okay? So we're going to put it in our trimmer, and you're going to see it's going to go right like this, okay? So this is our piece. You're going to put it in your trimmer, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to line up. This is where your score is. That's where your score line is. You're going to line that junction of your score line up there in the track. So we're using the track of your trimmer. We're going to put it right there at the top. And then your bottom right-hand corner, you want that little tip to be right there also. And then we are just going to slice it. When you slice it, you're going to get this right here. Okay? You're going to get that. So go ahead and put this to the side. We are not going to use this, but this is a great piece of black paper that you can use later for something else. So what we have is this right here. Okay, so we're going to repeat that. We're going to repeat that on the other one. So we'll just cut it all at once. So again, we're putting our score line in the track of our trimmer, right in the center. And then that bottom tip, we are going to put in the track of the trimmer. And then we're going to slice it. Again, a great scrap for another project. And then you have 2 card bases that look like this. 2 card bases. And then we'll just come to those later, okay? I'm just going to sit them there and squish them down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is the flap. The flap is this guy right here, okay? That's our little flapper. So we're going to cut 2 of those because we'll go ahead and cut them both at the same time. We're going to grab our black cardstock again. Where did I put mine? Okay, and this piece needs to be 3 1/4 by 8 1/2. Okay, 3 1/4 by 8 1/2. Our piece of paper should already be 8 1/2 this way, which it is. So you're going to put your piece of paper in your trimmer so it is wider than it is tall. Okay, wider than it is tall, and you're going to cut it at 3 1/4. And we're going to do this twice. Okay, so there's 1. Just set it to the side, and we're going to just choo-choo train our paper over. Don't rotate it, just shift her over, and we're going to cut 1 more at 3 1/4. So now you have 2 pieces of paper that are 3 1/4 by 8 1/2. 3 1/4 by 8 1/2. And then we're just going to fold these in half. So what you're going to do is just flip it, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. And remember, use your score blade, not your cutting blade. Okay? Fold it in half and burnish. And we're going to do that to the other one also. See, easy peasy. Easy peasy. We're making 2 cards at once because we are crafty like that. Okay? Score it and fold. And burnish. Ooh, now I feel like I'm doing exercise or aerobics. Score and fold and burnish. Okay, so all those pieces, you can set those to the side, and we are done with our card bases. That's done with the card base part. Okay, has everybody got that? The next thing we're going to do, now we're going to do 1 card at a time, and then we can come back and do the other ones. So the next thing we're going to do is grab our gold cardstock. Now on here, we have quite a bit of gold. So we are going to have gold in the background, gold on the flap, gold on the flap, and gold on the triangle, okay? But all of this is easy measurements. It's basically 2 measurements. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 is one of them. And then 3 1/8 by 4 1/8 is the other one. So we're doing 2 of each one of those. Okay, 2 of each one of those. So we're going to put in our trimmer. And I'm going to do the 5 3/8 first. So there's my 5. 1, 2, 3. And just to save time, I'm going to slice it all the way down. 5 3/8. Then we are going to flip it and do 4 1/8. And then one more at 4 1/8. Okay, so we have 2 pieces of gold that are 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Now, one of them is going to go right here in the back side of our card. So you should have a little bit of black showing all the way around it. A little bit of black. The other one is going to go right here on the front of our card. So what we have to do is cut it from tip to tip to make that triangle. So we're going to put it in our trimmer. And we're going to cut it tip to tip. The nice thing about this is now we have 2 triangles. One is for card A, the other one is for card B. So we'll just put this triangle to the side, and then we'll go ahead and glue these pieces down. Okay, so we're kind of making 2 cards at once. So we're going to put our gold on the inside, and you're going to have a little bit of black showing around the outside edges. Just that little hair. Okay, and then we're going to close the flap, and I'm actually going to just open mine so I can have it flat, and I'm going to sneeze. One sec. Excuse me. Excuse me. So on the outside flap, you should have, again, a little bit of black all the way around it. If you don't, go ahead and trim a little off. And I know it might be hard to see on my black mat here, which looks like I have my powder tool all over my mat. I should have cleaned that before I started. But we're going to get powder all over it again here in a second. Thank you. Yes, the Harmony paper does come in 12 by 12 also. And it is, like I said, it comes in white, black, and craft. No ivory as of now. I asked them for it, so we will see if they come out with it. But right now it's black, white, and craft. Okay, so there is our card. Isn't that pretty? I love the gold. Okay, now we are going to dig in our pattern papers. And these are gorgeous pattern papers. I almost didn't want to cut into them. So we are going to look for the one that has flowers with little bees. I really liked the flowers and bee ones. Watch, it's probably on the other side. Okay, let's watch Kourtney struggle finding a piece of paper. Oh my gosh. Did mine not have 2 sheets in it? Oh, there it is. I was like, maybe mine was missing one. This one right here. So it's got the orange kind of circle bees on the back side, and then on the front side, it has the little flowers. So this is what we're calling the pattern paper. We're going to cut it 4 by 5 1/4. So you want to put it in your trimmer with the hole at the top. Okay, in the trimmer with the hole at the top. And we're going to first cut it at 4 inches. And then we're going to flip it. And make sure your hole is on the right-hand side because we're going to cut that off. That's the ugly side. And we're going to do 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Okay, so you've got this. That's going to go right in. I got a little glue booger, it looks like. Whoops. All right, leave it. We're going to put that right in the center. Okay. When I glue onto the foils and the glitter, I love to use my Helmar 450. Unfortunately, that's been discontinued, so hopefully some of you guys have this stockpiled. I know we're on the hunt for a new glue, and Deanna has it, but so far it is not allowed or approved for the USA, but we're working on it. They have to do new labels and new, whatever we call it, the ORDM approvals. So we're trying to get it, guys. We are trying to get it. Okay, there's that guy. Now we have our little flap. So this guy, when we put him on, there is something that you have to kind of watch. So what it's going to do is we're going to close this guy down and we're going to close this guy down. You don't want to go too far down that you can't open and close this piece. So what I did is I kind of just eyeball it to have it kind of equal at the top and the side. And then I kind of opened it and we're pretty good. And then what I did is I just kind of lift the bottom of it and glue that piece in to kind of hold it. You know what? Let me just make sure we close. Yep, we close. We're good. So we're gluing that piece in. And then I just kind of go from the other side and do that. I know we kind of warned you guys to stock up on it, and I know a bunch of you guys stocked up on it when we cleaned the warehouse out. So hopefully you still have some. It's like gold in them hills. You can tell a card is made with love when I use the good glue on you. Right? Okay, there we go. So there's that. And that's going to close down just like that. Okay, so let's do the outside flap now. This piece of paper was my favorite piece of paper in the whole set. I love that it was just black and white. Let me find it. This piece right here. This one was my favorite. So it has the beehives and black, and it's just black and cream. I love the black and cream. And then on the back side, it has these guys. We're not going to use those. We're going to chop them off. So what we're going to do is the same measurements that we just did. We are going to do the 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay? 4 inches by 5 1/4. So again, put it in your trimmer with your hole at the top. We're going to cut it at 4 inches and then flip it and do 5 1/4. Okay. And then we have to cut it at that angle so we have our triangle. So we're going to have it for the top left-hand corner to the bottom right-hand corner. You're going to line it up with your track and you're just going to slice it. And I just love this piece of paper. That is my favorite one in the pack. Okay, and then we are going to glue that to our orange, not orange, gold, Lord mercy, gold piece of foil. Or glitter. If you're using glitter, that would be great. You could also use black glitter or black foils if you don't want as many layers or sticking out. That would be pretty also. Okay, so here's what we got so far. We got our inside, and then we're going to close down and we have that. Isn't that pretty? So on the inside, we need to cut more gold. So now we're going to do gold that is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And let me look at my scrap. Is my scrap going to work? No. I think I can get it out of this one. So I'm going to do 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And I'm just kind of cutting up my scrap for that. Okay, 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And we need 2 of those. So I'm going to go back to my other piece of paper. And cut another one. Hello, Roberta. Thank you. So 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And I think I'm going to get another one out of this, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it because I know we will come back to it later. Okay, so one of the gold is going to go right here on the inside of our little flap. And the other gold is going to go on the outside of the flap. And my glue press needs refilled. I needed to do that. Keep forgetting. Okay, there's gold there, and then we're going to put a gold on the outside. Hold that down. Okay, so there's what we got so far. Isn't that pretty? I just love how the gold sets off on that. Okay, I'm going to squish that down. Now we have to hunt for some more pieces. We got to hunt for some cut aparts. We got to hunt for the black plaid. And then we also have to hunt for the Be Grateful Always. So we're looking for that one. Coco, it's quiet hour. And we're looking for that one. Both of these. Okay, so we're just going to take our trimmer and chop these out. So there's one. And then the Be Grateful, we're going to chop that out. And actually, we're going to use both of these. The other one we're going to use on the second card. So you can just pull those out. So the first one's going to go on the outside of your card. Thank you, Sandy. Okay, so that's going to go on the outside. You've got a little bit of gold all the way out, and I just chopped it to the size that it was. So it's a 3x4. I just chopped it the size. And then we're going to open it up, and I didn't put any gold foil up there because it already had a lot of gold on there. And we're just going to glue that down, and then we'll have black around the outside of that. Okay, so Be Grateful. It's going to go right in the center. Now, something I forgot to tell you guys is to grab some white paper. Just some white scrap paper. We're going to cut it 3x4, and that goes right here. But if you don't have that, you can grab that later. But that's what I put in there to put your sentiment on it. So it's just a piece of 3x4 white paper. That way you can stamp on it or write your salutation on it. Just like that. Okay. Okay, in our scraps, these little guys that we cut, we're going to look for this guy right here. That guy right there. And we're going to cut that circle off of it. So really, there's no math to this. We're just going to cut the circle off. Trying to decide which trimmer is the easiest. Okay, and I didn't use this. That's trash. You can leave that if you want. But we're going to cut that piece right there. Then we are going to just cut the circle off. There doesn't have to be any measurement to it. And then we're going to cut it 3 inches long. Okay, so right at 3 inches. 3 inches long. So you've got this little piece here. We're going to go back to my card. And what I did is I put it right here. And this is the piece that's going to act so you can put a gift certificate or something in there. It's going to make like a little pocket. So all I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue on the two skinny sides. The two skinny sides is going to get a little bit of glue. And then we're just going to glue that down. Okay, everybody got it? And then we'll come back to the inside of that later. We'll come back. Okay, so we're going to close the card up. And now we're going to do a little bit of fuzzy cutting. It's not hard. It's going to be kind of a simple. But I wanted this sentiment right here, but I didn't necessarily want all that green that was on there. So we're going to fuzzy cut this guy out. And we are going to do it. And first, I find it easier if you chunk it out first. That way you're not fighting the paper. But we're just going to fuzzy cut this guy out very quick, very loosely. And we're just following right along that creamy color. So we are getting rid of the green portion of it. And when you are fuzzy cutting stuff, it is easier and you will have smoother turns and smoother edges and smoother cuts if you do long cuts, not a bunch of little tick, 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 tick cuts. Use the full length of your scissors. Do long cuts, but also hold your scissors still and move your paper. See how you can just move your paper and guide it along? Your wrist is not made to go like this and cut around things. You move the paper. The paper twists and you stay straight. That will be a quick little tip that will make fuzzy cutting so much easier, guys. So much easier for you. Okay, trying to keep my card. I use thick cardstock so it keeps popping open. We're going to take this guy and we're going to glue him right here on the edge. So we're going a little bit farther over on the edge. We've got one more item that we are going to fuzzy cut too. Okay, one more. How are we doing on time? Oh, we are doing fabulous on time because one card is kind of already cut with the base. Okay, so see this little guy here? We're going to fuzzy cut that out. I love tabs. I think tabs are just really cool to do a peekaboo out of the top of something, and it just gives you a little bit of color and a little bit of something, something. So we're going to cut that little tab out, and I was wishing there was one on the sticker sheet, but there was not. So we're just going to take our scissors, and again, hold your scissors still and move your paper. Think of that, whatever Disney commercial, that cartoon it is. I like to move it, move it. Okay, there you go. Oop, I got a little green still on there, but we're going with it. Okay, so what I did on that is I just kind of tucked it behind that to have that cute little tab sticking out the top, and it kind of helps break up that cream. So there was a lot of cream on there, and I just kind of broke up the color a little bit. So I'm going to take that guy, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right along the bottom of it. See that? And I'm going to glue him right to the back side of that piece. And we haven't glued the piece down yet. We're going to glue our little tab on first and try to make it as straight as possible. So we just have it kind of playing peekaboo out of the top. Okay, then once we have that, you can go ahead and we're going to glue this guy down flat. You could put low foam on it if you like. That would be nice too. And then the next pieces put high foam. Do like a high, medium, low. And we're going to glue that down. And it's going to be in the center, top and bottom, but over to the right-hand edge a little. Okay, over to the right-hand edge, but equal at the top, equal at the bottom. And there we go. All right, now it's time to get out the fabulous cardstock stickers and, of course, foam dots. It is time to do some popping. So we're going to go with the big guy here. I loved this one. I know Deanna used it too. We got the big guy. And we are going to put foam squares on the back side of that. And I like to take the powder tool, this is just the EK Success powder tool, and apply powder to it. And what it's going to do is it's going to take the sticky off of that sticker so it doesn't stick in areas that we don't want it to stick to. Okay, so you can dab it, you can rub it, but you're just going to put that powder on there so this is not as sticky. Ooh, I think I need more powder. Okay, we're just taking the sticky off. Okay, and then this guy is going to kind of tuck around here, and we want to still be able to read the wildflowers. We want to be able to read our words, so we're just going to kind of go in there and kind of maneuver it around and have it, and it will be poking off the edge, okay, and maneuver it to kind of fit it in there. Okay, then we're going to grab another flower, this guy right here. And we're going to put a foam on the back of him and do the same thing. Foam and powder, foam and powder. Hi guys, it's joining late. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, you know you guys can catch us on replay if you missed it from the beginning, which is fabulous, of the Crafty Hours. And then don't forget, both of the stores also have a YouTube channel, and we upload our Crafty Hours to the YouTube channel. That way you can find them easier because Facebook deletes them after so much time. Okay, so now we got that flower done. And we are just going to kind of poke it in behind here, just like that. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful layering of the flowers. Then we are going to look for bumblebees. I found it easiest to take the pokey tool and kind of pry these guys out because they kind of got stuck in here. The first one we're going for is this little baby one right here. And I found it easiest just to stab and lift. I think that's the one I used. Yep, stab and lift. And I am going to put a little pop dot on the back side of that. And that's where these micros come in so handy. I love my little micro dots for these little itty bitty objects. Put some powder on them. Looks like I also put some dog hair on him. And then he is going to bumblebee up here by the little tab. Right there. Yep, I got dog hair on there too. Okay, let me see if I can just cut the dog hair off. That works. Okay, there's a bee there. Then we're going to put another bee over here to kind of cover that one. I love to kind of play matchmaker and cover up things underneath it. And then we're going to put a bee over here. So the bee at the top is a bee that is kind of, it's a flying bee. It's a flyer. And it's a cream bee. So something that was on here too is there's yellow bees and there's creamy bees. And this guy right here, we're looking for that one right there. So that one's kind of a creamy bee. And we'll just kind of lift him out. We'll put a pop dot on the back of them. We're going to pop these guys too. So I think I used all the bees. These bees were super, super cute. We do have more of these sticker sheets by themselves in stock. So if you guys need more bees and more sticker sheets, we do have just the sticker sheets by themselves in stock. Okay, there's our little bee there. And now we're looking for a little colorful bee. This one right here. That one right there. And when you're stabbing and lifting these out, make sure you don't stab your finger in the back side. Ask me how I know. Okay, and we'll put some foam on the back of him. And add some powder. And we'll put him right there. All right, so that is, ooh, we're gonna have boogie for the next one. That is card number 1. Card number 1. Now we will come back in and put something in here at the end, but we have to get a scrap from the other piece of paper. Okay, so there's card number 1. Okay, card number 2, guys. We're doing kind of pretty much rinse and repeat, the same thing. And some of the pieces we already have cut. So we already have our 2 black pieces cut. We already have our 2 black pieces cut. We already have one of our triangles cut. So let's go ahead and glue that triangle down since we already have it cut. So that way we don't accidentally cut something else out of it. Let's just go ahead and glue that down. That's the nice thing about making 2 of these at once. Your scrap from your A card can be used for your B card. Okay. So we do need to cut another gold big one for the inside, which is going to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So we do need to cut one of those. And let me just do some math here. I'm trying to figure out where I can get my least amount of scraps out of this. Okay, I'm going this way with my scrap. So 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 is what our gold is going to be. 4 1/8. We're doing this one right here by 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. And that is going to get glued to the inside of your card. That black that we already had cut and already scored from when we did them at the beginning. Ooh, my studio lights really catch that foil. Okay, so there we have those pieces right there. So let's go ahead and cut our pattern paper. So the pattern paper we're looking for is the flower one with the big flowers on it. Looking for the big flowers. This one right here. And our pattern paper is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to put it in our trimmer and do 4 inches with our hole at the top. Okay? 4 inches. We're going to flip it and do 5 1/4. That piece is then going to get glued on top of our gold. So we're pretty much just rinsing and repeating. We're repeating what we did on the first card, but just using different papers and embellishing it different. Diane Revley, when I take classes with her, always says, do a technique or do something and do it 3 times. If you do it 3 times, then it will be ingrained in your mind and you'll remember what you did. So do it 3 times. So we're doing 2 cards, and then your challenge is to do the 3rd one on your own. Okay? The next piece of paper we're grabbing is this black one. It has all the labels on one side, but it has black on the other. Loved, loved, loved this one too. And we're going to cut it at 4 inches. This is our piece going on the outer flap. So same thing, 4 inches. with the hole at the top. We're going to flip it and do 5 1/4. Now we have to cut it on that diagonal again. So top left, bottom right. Top left, bottom right. And that'll give us our triangle. I guess it's a lopsided triangle, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to go with that. It's a lopsided triangle. Okay, there we go. Okay, then we have our black guy again. Remember this black piece? We got to figure out where to put it again. So we got to kind of position it so that way it flaps and your other piece can open up still. And then just add some glue. Make sure it still flips and flaps before the glue dries. We are good. We're doing good. And then I'll put glue at the top of it. Okay, so now we have to come back and do gold. We're going to do gold here, and we're going to do gold here. So our gold has to be 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And we need 2 of those. I think I have one from my scrap already. Yep, I got one from my scrap. And I'll have to cut another one. So we need 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. One's going to go on the outside, and then the other one goes on the inside. So 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And that one is going to go right there on the inside. Perfect. And then another piece of white paper that is 3 by 4 will go right on top of that. And that again will be for your salutation on that. Uh-oh, we got a trivia question. The 3 types of triangles. I know I should know this, but I don't. I know we learned this in high school, but when you don't use things every day, you forget. I want to say a tricep, but I think that is a dinosaur or a muscle. Tricep. Pop quiz. Okay, there's that. So here's where we're kind of at. We have those pieces. So again, we have that scrap, this little scrap here, and it has, whoops, nope, that's not it. It has green on one side, the green script, which I thought was very pretty. I wasn't even close, guys. Okay, you're going to cut that circle off again. Cut the circle. Cut your circle off. And you can save this because we were actually going to come back and use this in a minute, believe it or not. And then we're going to cut this at 3 inches. 3 inches. So we're doing just kind of the same thing that we did before. To make it as a little pocket, make sure your words are right side up because it does You can't read it, but you can kind of tell that it's something. Okay, and then we're going to put that on there, just like that. So then you can tuck something behind it. We're going back to our sticker sheet, and we're going to find this flower right here. Really love that flower. I think I used all the flowers on the sticker sheet. Oh, except for this big one. This one challenged me. I think I took it off the sticker sheet 3 or 4 times and tried to use it, but it challenged me and it never actually got used. I know Deanna did it and she used it very greatly. Okay. So we're going to put foam on this guy and pop him. And then just add your powder tool to the back side. Kind of get the sticky off that sticker so it won't stick where you don't want it to. Okay, so that little flower is going to kind of just hang off the edge there at the bottom, just like that. You're going to find this piece. This is Welcome to Your Hive, and I need to chop it down a little bit, I think. Maybe not. Nope, it's fine. We're just going to glue that to the top. Welcome to Your Hive. We're not going to use that side. We're going to use the other side. We're going to embellish. You can use whatever pieces you want. I use this darker orange. Use whatever you want, but we're going to take those little dots and do a small, medium, small. Small, medium, small. I find it easiest to start with the center one and go out. And then that way you can make sure they are spaced out equally. Oops. And make sure he's straight. There we go. So I did a small, medium, small. Thank you, Sandy. Okay, there we go. Back to your sticker sheet. We are going to go You Make Me Happy. I love this sticker. This was another pretty one. I love the ornateness to it. Very pretty. And these sticker sheets are just called element stickers. So if you're looking to get some more or you're contacting the stores to grab some more, it's just called element stickers. And it comes in a 12 by 12. Okay, then we're looking for a flower, which is down here in this bottom corner. Right here down in the bottom corner. We're going to grab that flower. And these guys I did flat because I popped this guy and I didn't want to have too much 3D on the inside because I was afraid it wouldn't close properly. So I just popped him. I feel like he needs another pop dot back there. Let me sneak another pop dot back there. He is not passing the squish test. He is squishing. He did not pass the squish test. Now he does. Okay, so there's the outside, or sorry, inside. Whew. And let's close it down and do the outside. So we're looking for this piece right here. We already cut it when we were cutting another card down. And it's Be Happy. I love that piece. We're going to glue that down to the gold. Okay, card, stay shut. Okay, so there's that piece. Back to the sticker sheet, the beehive with the flowers. There's 2 beehives on here. We want the one that has the flowers on it. And you guessed it, we're putting foam on the back side. with the powder tool. Now you can see why my black mat is all white all over it. My powder tool. And then when we pop this, we're going to pop it over the top of the beehive at the top corner. Now, it is not going to line up perfectly. It's just going to cover it up a little bit. And we're still going to see those images from underneath poking out, okay? So we're just lining it up a little bit. Then we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to cover that bee. And the bee we're going to use is this guy right here in the top. Right in the top corner. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to kind of overlap him on the top. We're just going to put a pop dot on the back side of him. Let me chop some more up. Okay, so we're going to put the bee right there. And then we've got 2 more bees that we're going to add. I'm telling you, I love these bees. Buzz, buzz, buzz. This guy right up here. That one. We're going to put him up in the top. I don't know why. In my head, I needed 3 bees on both of them. Like, it's always the odd numbers and kind of zigzagging them on your page. I did the odds. So he's going to go up in the top corner, right like that. And then we have 1 more bee that we're going to put down here on the bottom. And that is this bee right here. Come on. Come on, buddy. Let's put a foam on the back of him. We're going to pop him. He's going to go in that bottom corner, covering up that other bee. And then the last thing we need to do, well, a couple more things. Got a couple more things. This guy right here, be humble and kind. We are going to cut that out. And we're going to use that. So I just put it in my trimmer and just chop it. You can use your scissors if you like to use your scissors. And we're going to glue it flat, and we're just going to sneak it right in under there at an angle. Just angle it a little bit. I felt like this piece underneath kind of got hidden a little too much. So we needed to add something else in there to kind of make up for it. So we're just going to kind of put that right there to angle. All right. And that, let me check it. Yep, we are good. So that is card number 2 is done. We're going to come back to card number 1 and just finish up one thing. So that is the end of card number 2. Card number 1, we have to add a sentiment right here on there. So it is be happy, that is on your sticker sheet somewhere. Be happy, right here in the corner. My thumb is be happy. And then we're going to go find that scrap green that we had, the scrap green. And we're just going to put it onto that, and then we're just going to cut it down. Oop, that is not straight. That's what happens when I don't put it in my trimmer. Ah, we're going with it. We're going to put pops on it, so we're going to pop it up. Just put it right there in the center. We're going to kind of pop it. When you want something straight, just bring out the big guns. There we go. Put pop on the back side. Oh, I love the pun. Believe. Can't believe. I love it. Okay. We're going to pop that right in the center. And you guys remember brads? I still love brads. Brads are awesome. But sometimes when you put brads on, it has that ugly backing that you don't know where to cram those little legs and hide them. So that's why I love these enamel dots. So we're going to take the enamel dots. I put black on here. You can put whatever color you have. Looks like I have green left, so I'm going with green. And just put one on each side. Each side. And that is going to give you the look of like a little nail head or a little brad, so it kind of makes it look like it is holding that piece of paper down. Okay. And that, my friends, my crafty friends, is card number 2. And boy, how can we make a mess in 1 hour? So thank you everybody so much for joining me for Crafty Hour number 71. If you need to grab some more supplies or grab more of the coordinating stamps and washies or more cardstock, stickers, contact your home store. We will get you guys taken care of. And thank you so much for spending an hour with me and crafting along. Crafty Hour number 73 will go live tomorrow. We've already created the event. We've already created the image. You can kind of see a sneak peek at what it is. And we are super excited about this one that we're doing tomorrow because it is a company that is doing great stuff for the independent brick and mortar stores. And they came out with this release as an independent kind of exclusive to kind of help the brick and mortars out. So when we heard that, we were like, we are so going to support this and we are definitely going to use it for a Crafty Hour. So stay tuned. That's what we will have tomorrow. The event will go live tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific. And make sure to click that you will be attending. At that time, the links will go live on the website. We will plug the links into the live, and you guys can click on those and purchase your Crafty Hour kits there. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Have a fabulous night, and as always, happy crafting, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.